The Common Man and the Emperor's Daughter. Part 1. When I met her. My name is Kale. For most of my life, I was just another face in the crowd. A commoner. I had no gold, no title, no land. Just a pair of tired hands and a heart that longed for something greater than the life I was born into. I worked at the edge of the empire, tending the fields that fed the royal city. Every day it was the same: sweat, toil, hunger. Yet, one morning, fate shifted. The royal carriage passed by, its golden crest gleaming in the sunlight. I looked up, and that was when I saw her. Princess Selene. Her beauty struck me like lightning, not just her face, but her eyes, which carried both sorrow and fire. She wasn't like the raw earls I had imagined, arrogant and untouchable. No, there was a gentleness in her gaze, a curiosity as though she longed to see the world beyond her palace walls. And for reasons I still can't explain, her eyes lingered on me. Just a moment, but long enough to brand her image into my soul. Days passed, yet I couldn't forget her. I told myself it was madness. I was a farmer, she was the emperor's heir. She was destined to rule, and I was destined to bow. Love between us was impossible. But fate had other plans. Weeks later, in the quiet of the forest, I saw her again. Alone, cloaked, wandering as though searching for escape. I should have bowed, I should have walked away, but instead, I spoke, and she answered. That was the beginning. We met in secret, hidden beneath the trees where no crown or title mattered. She laughed at my stories, listened to my dreams, and for the first time in my life, I felt seen. Not as a commoner, not as nothing, but as Kale, a man. And as the days turned to weeks, I realized the truth I had tried to deny. I was in love with her. And worse, she was falling in love with me too. The Common Man and the Emperor's Daughter. Part 2. The Chains of Destiny *. Selene was not like any woman I had known. She was fire and moonlight, bound by duty but yearning for freedom. When she looked at me, I felt as though the world had finally given me something worth living for. But destiny is cruel. She was not only a princess, she was the heir. The empire's entire future rested on her shoulders. Her life had been mapped out the moment she was born. And I was a threat to that map. I wish I could choose you, she whispered once, her hand trembling in mine. But my life was never mine to choose. Her words cut deeper than any blade. Yet, even knowing the impossibility, we couldn't stop. Love is reckless. It defies reason. And so, we continued, stolen moments, whispered promises, hearts bound together even as fate threatened to tear us apart. But fate didn't wait. Her father, the emperor, discovered us. The night he summoned Selene, I knew something was wrong. Soldiers came for me, dragging me before him. His eyes, sharp as steel, studied me with the cold fury of a man betrayed. A farmer dares touch what is mine, he thundered. You, a nothing, think yourself worthy of my daughter. I tried to speak, but his guards beat the words from my mouth. Blood filled my throat, yet still I whispered, I love her. That was enough. His judgment was death. I was to be executed at dawn, a warning to any who dared dream beyond their station. Selene begged him, wept before his throne, but he was immovable. She was his heir, his legacy, and I was a weed to be cut down. In my final hours, chained and broken, I waited for death. But fate had not finished with me yet. The Common Man and the Emperor's Daughter. Part 3. The Missing Heir. Please let us know where you are watching from in the comments. Just before the executioner's blade could claim me, a man arrived at the prison. His cloak bore the crest of a distant kingdom, a kingdom wealthier, stronger than even the empire I had served. He looked at me with disbelief, then awe. You don't know, do you? He said softly. You are no commoner, Kale. You are the lost heir of Avaloria, stolen as a child, hidden among peasants to protect you from those who sought your bloodline. At first, I thought it a cruel jest. But then, he showed me proof, the crest burned into my arm at birth, the seal that only Avaloria's royal heirs bore. My world tilted. All my life I had believed I was nothing, only to learn I was everything my enemies feared. When the emperor was told, his fury turned to horror. Killing me now would mean war with Avaloria, a war his empire could not afford. So I lived, but not as a prisoner, as a prince reborn. Selene's eyes, when she saw me again, were filled with tears. It was always fate, she whispered. You were never meant to be a common man. You were meant to stand beside me. For once, destiny bowed to love. And though the road ahead was treacherous, with kingdoms and crowns weighing upon our shoulders, I no longer feared it, because I was no longer just Kale, the farmer. I was Kale, heir of Avaloria, and I would fight not only for my throne, but for the woman who had stolen my heart, even when the world told us we could never be. The end, or the beginning. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more stories.